Good morning, everyone. Yesterday was about as tight as it gets. The size of that range on the futures. Um, little tiny bar there. Um, Not a big deal. Nothing changed. Still in a trading range. Um, does appear to be, I don't know, eyeballing it, a marginal closing high above this little recent area there. Uh, there was a news that just came out. Trump talking to Xi, the president of China, and little pop up there. So meaningful. I guess it was in the moment. It got some buyers to step in. It's coming off here, jiggling around. So we got a consolidation there. So a strong support area. Let me back up to how strong it is. I don't know. I mean, with all those pivots on the 65-minute chart, it could be cut through relatively easily, but it would be significant because of the time spent going sideways there. So breaking underneath that and that failing would open up the door to the next level down below. So keep an eye on that. The last couple of days, the beginning of the week, where we were looking for some upward movement and got it, how fast it went up kind of creates what we call the void. And so breaking below that support should get prices, let's say even in between there, intraday, it would be a decent size move, but it could go all the way down. Of course, you just follow the trend at that point. So we'll see. Uh, right now, everybody's digesting. Trump said something. Is it meaningful this time or not? So similarly, a little narrow bar. It's kind of just grinding its way up there. So far, higher, high, higher, low bars. And when you see the bars so tight like that and close together, you can bet that there's a lot of overlapping bars there. It's just jiggling back and forth intraday. So up so far until this thing should fall apart, or if it does, this looks like it's going up to the old high. You got a red bar ignored. You got a little topping tail from last week. No follow through. It looks like it's going to keep going up. So the Russell play some catch up, maybe. That's where the real action would be, since this is so far from any significant resistance area. Um, but it's just marking time here. But got alerts. We'll see if it can get going. YM just going sideways, holding up here. I've already mentioned drawing this little possible head and shoulders pattern. I drew that, I think, last week. And so far, no movement to the downside, not much to the upside either. Just little tiny ranges there. So kind of boring. Uh, it is what it is. Bitcoin turning up from support where it's supposed to, a little bit of a deeper retracement. It is on the weekly chart up against resistance and did poke up to, a new high there. So some consolidation. And we'll see if it continues to move up. There's no bottoming tail bars. There's no breakdown failures. So it's not a significant turn, pretty calm. So no jiggles, correction bars, but we'll see if it can start moving back up. Uh, Gold looks like it's going to try and work its way up toward those highs. It's coming in here at the moment. So some pretty whippy as well intraday. Silver made a big move here this morning. This was a breakout on Monday. I mentioned the time to buy this. And yeah, now it's beginning to outperform gold. And see, well, it's not new, it's not all-time highs, but this is going way back there, 2012. But it's got a lot of upside potential. All right. Interest rates are down a bit and not moving the market much. And so doesn't always move as in lockstep as it sometimes does. Okay, okay. So this is down a decent amount yesterday and today, and markets didn't really take advantage of it. So a little bit of a underpinnings there, which could move the market. Now it's inching up a little bit. So everybody's keeping an eye on the bond market. And pretty much it's been the same, not too much moving, just jiggles intraday. Transports just haven't moved in over a week after this pullback. Semiconductors, you know, inching up above the highs. And so as long as this is holding up, the Qs will hold up. And but things very slow. What else? There's not much to talk about when things aren't moving much, but really slow like this. This was a new recommendation in the ETF letter, and so far it's the breakout's working. It's kind of grinding its way higher. Um, and look, if this is moving up and semiconductors are moving up, I mean, some of these things could make or should make new all-time highs, especially the Qs. Well, yours down. I know it's early, but there's not much happening here. Maybe Dan's getting his coffee.
Yeah, you got me too early. Good morning.
Oncoming impact of AI in the workplace, what that really is going to mean for our society. Do you think that?
All right, so we're very bullish. I think we only have one short, courtesy of Sam. That's doing very well. What closed at the low? Let's see if it's doing anything today. I was looking at Trump there, Trump stock there on that news. All right, WCN, this is our only short. Look at that, beautiful rolling over at resistance. Now this is also a great chart about trading and sideways trends, trading support and resistance, because you want space, you want fluid space, you want clear and relatively equal pivots, and you want clear reversals. So look at this. I'm gonna get a higher low here, but still reversal, reversal, reversal. Boy. So that looks great. And I'll do my normal thing, and then since we have extra time, we can go look at all of our opens. NXT we bought yesterday. It's a now 1, 2, 3. I said you can add over today's high. I had one print up here. My up alarm went off, but you know, I don't trust them if they're not liquid. XYZ. We can buy that over yesterday's high. Big old bottoming pattern. You know, look, this is 100% retracement, very bullish consolidation. So flagpole, bull rectangle, gap breakout, bull consolidation, and you got a void up here to the 200. Yeah, that was a beautiful W bottom. Beautiful new low reversal. And look at this slop here, but M top also. Home Depot, we were out yesterday. Amazon alarm. We've been watching this. Today's Thursday to buy over Tuesday's high, and it's gapping over it, unfortunately. So let's watch that on a pullback to get in. Cyber low alarm. So if it is gapping way down here, we'll use a 5-minute low. We sold a third in the strength. We bought this breakout here, so even if we stop out, we'll be at a gain. And those are all the alarms. Just glancing at the fangs. Google's nice pre-market here, but no void. Tesla was weak yesterday. That's a bearish end of day base, gapping down. No, now had this been going sideways a couple more bars, that would be a head and shoulder. But now it's breaking down more. That's a void, still looks lower. You know, they had some bad sales data in China, I think I heard. I had I posted a few new things this morning that look great. Fizzler, we found an MT Live yesterday. Beautiful. You know, this first was a buy setup. And I was saying all along when it was going sideways, you all in the green room know this because I said it many times. I said, I want a downside shakeout. I want a bottoming tail. I want a gap reversal. Well, here's my 180. I got it. Closing breakout, void. So since it already triggered and broke out, then I gave the entry over this little pivot right there. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just, you know, FT, this, you know, the facts are coming to fruition that people just were disgusted with Biden's cramming your EV mandate down your throat. Look, go buy a friggin' EV if you want. Don't cram it down my throat. And so now that they're not, sales are way off. All right, XYZ I covered. MGM. Greg mentioned yesterday. I like this. This, you know, was a buy setup, although, you know, a huge retracement, but now it's a retest and a 1, 2, 3 and a void. Buy setup weekly, and that looks good. Alpha India, gap up on earnings, pulling in, buy setup and 3-bar reversal. That looks fantastic. Could be the absolute home run entry. You know, we're at the bottom of the thing here, new low reversal. It's not a great weekly because it's such a deep retracement, but it's bullish. It's bullish. It broke out. And we're trading the daily. I'm just, you know, I always point to bigger time frames just to show that they're in alignment. So AI looks great. I posted it to buy some $25 calls for next week. And let's see. So those are all directionals. MGM's also one. And this CRWV, just amazing screen. So you know, I'm watching this. I have an alarm here to sell. So alarm at 149 to sell the 200 call that expire tomorrow. We'll see what the premium is if the alarm goes off. Now let's go to earnings. Papa Lima. Wow, that's a monster gap. And nothing to do with it. I didn't do any earnings trades yesterday, but I was so tempted to do this one. MDB, just because it's been beat up. It got whacked on the last earnings, and this is a multi-month bottom. I was thinking of doing the 160s yesterday, and now it's gapping way the heck up here. Nothing to do with it. And that's holding strong as can be pre-market. Bark. That if it opened flat, I would have said you could have bought the high. Although not a great one. You got all this resistance here, but now that's an ugly gap, got no interest. 5. Bullish as can be. Look at this run. It could, I'm gonna put this on my watch list as a um, potential 30-minute low, excessive gap. Bullish. Here, I was looking at the monthly too. Here, what jumps out at you all? Well, from here, from 2021 forward, what pattern jumps out at you? Of course, Alex. Same with Wolf and Bark and Chewy. All right, we got time. Answer me. What pattern just screams at you from 2021 forward? Correct. And double bottom. Look, we got two M tops. Well, this one's really don't have the symmetry. But look, this is an M top. This is a W bottom. New low plus. Momentum move down. So this is had an incredibly bullish run, but there's nothing to do. So it's up too much. So I'll watch that as a call spread actually. Maybe H, $70. I'll put that in the list of big cap. Possible put spread, 30-minute high. I like that today is Thursday. So then we only have one DTE for overnight risk. For credit spreads, 2192, gap's too big. You know, look, gapping right here to this gap fill, even number. I'd be selling if I were in it. Ilias, piece of junk. 227. Now it's a potential call spread. The only problem is it's a very bullish 15. But we'll see what it does. DSGX $100. I'll put that in the excessive gap category. Wow, that thing's getting killed percentage-wise. That is ugly. Look, it's off the charts. Now, could that be a short-term exhaustion? Maybe. Let's watch it. I mean, just percentage-wise. Sienna was down a lot more earlier. Yeah, I saw it down like $8. So $80 makes that a breakout failure. So I no bias. Now Visco. This is in Sam's ETF, obviously. Victoria's Secret. Flat, no pattern. Momo. I think they said yesterday if this opens flat, buy over the high, target 200. But now that's gapping past the target. TTC 73. That's a 30-minute low, or maybe even 5 or 10-minute low. Day trade short. No, that's a good pattern. So you see, I love the gap trades that aren't excessive. In that gap just under support or above resistance with a void. And so the reason I said day trade is because you don't have a great void for a multi-day fall. So just start off 5-minute low day trade.
And
So
your core weave is gapping down a bit.
Yeah, I already talked about it and posted it in Telegram.
I went to get coffee. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, look, I get it right here. Under this 149, this 15-minute pivot, I have an alarm right here.
Hmm.
And then, I had made the credit very tough because it's going to be nowhere near 105. But, I use that term of governor. So it allows me to recess it and readjust it. But yeah, it'd be a 1 DTE or I'm looking to sell calls on that. So just one night of risk. All right, those are all the earnings. Sergey, or wait, you said Beaky? Beaky. Day trade short. I mean, it's bullish here. That's a bullish, 2-bar move, but it leaves it void and it's a breakdown. So yeah, day trade, sure. Yeah, Greg, I got it open. It just blocks things. All right, Sergey, APLD, Sergey. This one, my friend, you got to tell me what you're thinking. I have no idea what you're thinking. It was a 1, 2, 3, and it was a gap and go on earnings the other day, and I mentioned this day that because of the distance from the 20, I wanted it. I wanted a 1, 2, 3. You got it, but the entry was yesterday. Now it's even further from the 20. I mean, this would have been a gap and crap candidate for me if it were gapping up $2 or more. But no, there's no entry here for swing for darn sure. Now, could you trade it as a 15-minute buy setup in an uptrend? You could, but the further it gets away from the 20 on the daily, the less probability of even the 15-minute charts working because it's getting tired. So yeah, SLV gapping up. So do you remember the other day and we didn't do it? I asked you all to help me scan gold and silver stocks. And I think only one of you gave me something, AEM. I remember. I said, yeah, that's good. So let's still do that. Gold and silver stocks. SPT. I don't see any gap, but I like the breakdown failure. So set an alarm at 2240. I'll do it. SPT. Let's see what else I got here on the watch list. NEXT. This one I said I was hoping for one more inside bar because of this prior high, but it broke out. I like the red bar ignored, so that's a watch. BIPC also, I see a gap and down. Let's see if we get another inside day. LRN, I like this for a day trade short. Yesterday's low, stop over this base. I got an alarm. DTE, Sam, yours, closing breakdown looks good. The only thing I don't like, it's an end of day decline. So I'd prefer a bounce to short into. But that looks good. Let's go up here now. EGHT, potential bottoming pattern. Daily's potential, but look at the weekly I like. That's another textbook W bottom. I mean, W's are so easy to I don't know why people have problems. It's a momentum move, less than a third retracement, and some type of retest. They're easy. Now you could trade the weekly chart as a W. Tomorrow, tomorrow, end of the week, then you buy over the high, stop under the low. That's totally fine. But I'm looking to get in here on the daily chart, and it's not I would never just buy this pattern as a swing. So it's more of a like anticipatory, you're trading the weekly chart and you're starting to accumulate. So that's what I'm doing. I nibbled at 173 yesterday. CSTM. There's breaking up. Gapping up. There you go. That looks good. Was that yours, Sam? I got that from one of you all. Yeah. CSTM's a go. 5-minute high. It looks good. CSTM. This 5 I have on the other computer. CSTM. Let's put that there. Fizzler we know about. ANF. Alex and I are watching for it to turn. It just hasn't yet. But I got my alarm. MGM, AI, we talked about, CMG. Igniting bar. Look at that end of day base. That would be a no-brainer put spread, but there's no juice. Merck, I'm watching. Potential bottoming pattern still in a downtrend. But look, weekly, still on a downtrend. That's why I said potential. So it needs more work. You got to climb on the monthly, and this thing's been beaten down. Duplicates, SAP. I took my money yesterday on a put spread. APO, nothing. Mitzi broke out. Dollar Tree. Bear Island Reversal. I think Goldman gave it an upgrade today when it's gapping up. But that still, if there's any juice up here, call spread. That's a Bear Island reversal. Let me look right now, actually. Dollar Tree 96s for next week. 0 by 58. Very nice premium in spread. All right, Amazon I talked about. I want to pull back. Oh, the CRCL is Circle. It's it's the new IPO. You know, one thing I don't understand, other than it just fitting into the stupidity box, is why do these companies that say, oh, I'm going to form a company and accumulate Bitcoin, like MicroStrategy and this Circle that's coming out today. So why is their market cap so much more than just the sum of their Bitcoin holdings? You know, there's all kinds of research on that on MicroStrategy, of how this is so overpriced relative to their Bitcoin holdings. Now this was a nice M top we did actually. We just sent out the trade review last night. That was a beautiful call spread. Actually, I posted. I would never buy this, but bottoming pattern over yesterday's high. We can sell a put spread. Plug I'm watching. Little 1, 2, 3. You know, penny stock, potential bottoming pattern. Chewy got a downgrade. This is the call spread idea. Oh, perfect timing. And finally, TEM. I was as a put spread watch over here. I have an alarm at 63. All right, Agilent alarm. So that's good to go if you get filled. WTAI alarm. We bought this yesterday from Alex. Well, we didn't buy it from Alex, but you know what I mean. Oh yeah, AI looks great. Learn. Learn, I think that was your short. Yeah, AI looks fantastic alignment. Shoot, I actually was bidding pre-market for AI. All right, I'm gonna sell some 1 DTEers. All right, the 26s for 30 cents. And then they'll give me cost basis improvement, and he's not filling me. So I'm on the offer. 26.5 is 30 by $1. So I'm gonna try 90 cents on that. It's pulling in here, so let's see if I hear a bell going off. It's like Pavlov's dog, right? All right, CSTM, let's buy a 5-minute high. Stop yesterday's low. So today's high, that'd be 1302. Oh, market's coming in hard here for some reason. All right, so I'm gonna cancel one of my AI orders here. And just keep one of them, the one for 90 cents. Fizzler is triggering up alarm. Let's wait 5-minute high on Fizzler, actually. I'm already in at the naked puts from yesterday. Some crazy volatility here. Hey, do y'all remember what I said about Trump's call, Alex? And I said, so what? What's more important is what's the resolution of the call, right? The comments. So some of this jittering, I'm just speculating, some of this jittering could be now the comments of the call are coming out. See what I'm saying? Doesn't that make sense? Like, who gives a shit you had a call? Oh, I'm gonna rally the market. You had a call. It's like, trying to trade trader psychology is, just trade the charts. Tossed. Yeah, hasn't recovered yet, but yeah, it held our stop. AC up alarm. We bought this yesterday. WCN low alarm. That's I think first target, Sam. Thank you so much. Oh, a bid just dropped. Let's cover third right here. I mean, momentum's down, but I think it's at third target. So, but we got the bid dropped. It's 62. No, that was not first target. It was just mine. 190.62. Sam, it's not too early for you to give yourself a little medal if you want to do that. All right, cool. This is our only open short, courtesy of Sam. Hang on. I'm doing the naked puts as well. Yeah, see, I was they had asinine spreads, and that's why I didn't get filled. So now he's contracted them. We can even go out to next week here. The 25. Or I think I gave it. No, the 25 for next week, only 30 cents. Are you kidding me? Oh, all right, I'll just let it simmer down a little bit. Adobe. Yeah, I like the 15-minute chart. On Adobe, I don't like the daily. So, I'm not in alignment. And I would say the market is a big fat neutral uncertainty right now. So I'm not rushing into anything. Yeah, this is not a novice gap. This is a rising wedge. That's a gap, bullish 15. That thing's a tank. Fizzler. So now let's do 5-minute high instead. Let me reset the alarm. 161.91. Fizzler 61. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change this to yesterday's high for 30-minute high. 163.17.